Record here. Good morning, Arizona. This is Kyle Smith.
And this is Jose Tapia.
And this is Bread and Circus. We've been off the air for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Pretty much just because we're lazy, but we're back.
Because we're better than ever.
I don't know about that, but we felt inclined. We're even coming at you pre-recorded. We're not even recording on Friday. We're recording on Wednesday. So you'll be hearing this multiple days into the future. That's crazy. Wow. I'm shocked. In this world of possibility, so many things could happen before then. I could go bankrupt on stocks.
Don't say that. Don't.
That's not gonna happen. I made my portfolio a lot safer, but
Safe moon.
we're not gonna talk about stocks, anyways, or crypto. Anyways, we're here to talk about how Black Lives Matter. Our kings and our queens, our Nubian queen, they're being hunted in the street. But what is this? By another black queen.
What?
And the white man saved her. He saved one of our Nubian queens.
Dun dun dun.
But what's this? We still have BLM outrage. Why?
Because the victim was black.
Okay, let's just. All right, I'm gonna drop that act. Okay, so just the other day, a few days ago, right in Columbus, Ohio. I can't say a certain word here, so I'll just call it poop hole. Whole city of Ohio. Let's just nuke Ohio. It has nothing to do with this story. I've just wanted to nuke Ohio for a long time. I'll just make sure Ben Roethlisberger is out of Ohio. That's where he's from. Make sure he's out. I'll nuke the rest of it. Anyways, police were called to an incident. A woman was threatening 2 other women with a knife. Cop shows up. He gets out. People are just yelling. Okay, he's trying to figure out what's going on. All of a sudden, bam! Situation just goes haywire. A man throws a woman and then stomps her on the head. A big girl. She a big girl. Starts throwing around another woman, pulls out a knife, and is looking for that stab. Is just looking for that right, but with a knife.
Damn.
She looking to give her the Mike Tyson.
Damn.
But with a knife. You know what I'm saying? By the way, this other woman even had a dog in hand, so she was gonna hit something. She was going up top. You know, maybe the woman's neck. Maybe she would hit the dog. Something.
Whoa.
Cop yells, "Get down!" But that woman is mid swing, mid stab. She's going for it. He fires off 4 shots. I don't know if all 4 landed and hit her, but definitely no. The other one, the quote unquote innocent, the non-stabber was not shot. He only shot the stabby lady, the big girl. It was a big target. Still good shots.
Not funny. Not funny.
No, I don't care.
A person died.
I don't
A
care.
person died.
Oh my god.
You...
A queen died. A real queen. Anyways.
Why is she stabbing here? How old is she?
15 or 16. That's like, we don't. Her name was, Ma'Khia Bryant. It was something. I don't really care.
Say her name, Kyle. Say her name.
It was Ma'Khia Geronimo. I don't know. It was something. Anyways.
With a knife.
Anyways, I'm just trying to set this up for you people who haven't seen this. Especially this days later. I'm assuming most of you have heard this story. Yeah. I'm just making sure it's set up. Anyway, she falls. EMT tries to help. The father, which I guess was the dude who was beating on a teenage girl, was like, "That's just a kid, man. Hey, man, didn't do nothing." What? Someone literally said didn't do nothing. So, it's not even a caricature.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, it's just funny how it's just like this dude's yelling about how his underage daughter, I guess I know she's a foster child to somebody. I'm a little confused about what the family ties going on are. It's ironic that this dude's yelling about, "Hey, you committed this violence against a kid," as he was trying to punt a teenage girl's head off on the concrete.
Wow.
But, again, Black Lives Matter. So the important thing is the cop gets there. There is no time to de-escalate. There's no time to even ask questions. He gets out of the car. He walks up, and literally a half second later, this breaks out. Woman is going to stab this girl. The cops were already called that she was threatening them with a knife. There's no playing around here.
Damn.
She's in mid-swing. A knife is a deadly weapon. I don't want to hear this thing about how you don't knives are just like getting hugs. Hey, nothing. I don't want to hear that. Go get yourself stabbed then.
Look at the UK, dude. Look at the knife crime in the UK.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Anyways, it's a deadly weapon, especially she had it high too. She could have hit the neck, something. And cop acted very quickly. I personally commend him. He potentially saved somebody's life. It's not on the cop to just like think, let me think here. What is her motivation? What motivates this person? Is she looking to stab to kill? She's just looking to give it a love tap. You don't have time to assess that. A person's life is in danger. He acted. Yeah. He saved a life.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. Don't they, Jose? Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives
He
Matter.
saved a black queen. And yet, we have Mr. China himself.
Ugh.
Mr. China. He took a break from sucking on Winnie the Pooh's yin yang. President Xi. He took a break from licking that honey pot to tweet. There's a multitude of tweets. First tweet was, "You're next." And then it's an hourglass, #accountability, all caps like a boomer. And it's a picture of the cop, which A is threatening. B is the insinuation is that he deserves to go to jail, even though he saved this woman. This is as textbook as it gets on use of force when it's necessary or when it's appropriate.
Yep. And
I've seen a lot of people, at least when the body cam comes out, even black people defend the cop, saying like, this is one of those situations. It was necessary. It's fine. You took action. You saved a person potentially. Other people, not so much. So, just like Mr. James, who later deleted that tweet. Now he didn't really apologize, but he deleted that tweet with the cop's face on it. And he just talked about not spreading more hate, blah blah blah. But it makes me angry that this man has so much influence, and for what? He's a dumbass.
Yeah.
He's good at putting balls in holes. I wasn't really on with that shut up and dribble, because just because you do something else professionally doesn't mean you can't have an intelligent addition to a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're a pro athlete doesn't make you stupid. That doesn't mean you're not well versed in something else, some other industry or topic. But I will put on that you might as well shut up and dribble if you have nothing intelligent to say.
Yeah.
Or for you, whatever that entails, you're a programmer. Shut up and program. You're just showing people how stupid you are. And on top of it, super divisive. It just seems like at this point we're just saying, oh, there's a white cop and a black person was involved. Oh my God, how could it? How could they? How could that happen when they commit 50% of the murders? Crazy. Anyways,
that is true. FBI crime statistics. We're not lying.
The 1350 meme is not much of a meme. True.
When memes become reality, you know something's up.
I don't know if it became reality. It was always. Anyways, the point being is, people should be celebrating, dancing in the street. This white man saved a black woman.
But they're never gonna look at it that way. It's always gonna be.
But why not? Here's the thing:
they don't want
if that cop let her stab her, right? I'm just like, I'm not gonna get involved.
He didn't save her.
Yeah, first of all, I'd be like, hey, again, they would just be chanting the same thing, Black Lives Matter, and not because they wouldn't be chanting at the murder. They'd be chanting at the cop. You just let a black girl die.
Actually, I don't, it wouldn't even made the news, dude. It would not have made the news.
It would have made the news if the cop just stood there.
I wonder how often that happens when a black person is like not shot in any altercation.
But I mean, you take the reverse, and like, you know, the family is mad. The family of the girl who died is mad because
they lost her daughter. It's understandable.
No, they should be mad at themselves because they're garbage and stomping on teenage girls' heads.
Well, I wouldn't expect those people to have that high moral standards anyways. So.
I don't know how good a parent you are when you're just roaming the streets with your daughter beating people up.
Busting heads.
Yeah,
with knives. Just having a knife handy. Just what do you need a knife for? Is she gonna be cooking with it? Gonna be cutting tomatoes? I don't think so.
Oh, that she was just showing her the knife. Like, look at this knife that I'm gonna get into Hell's Kitchen with. You're gonna see me in 3 seasons from now. Yeah. I mean, these are the kind of parents that are egging on fights and not trying to break anything up, just beating up teenage girls. So, but the reverse, if the cop let that happen, right? He could have acted faster. He could have done something. And she stabs her right in the neck or something. She just gushing out on the street like, cock, why didn't you save me? Just gargling, right? And the cop's just like, sorry.
It is what it is.
How angry would the other family be? Be like, you were there, Mr. Policeman. You could have saved my daughter, and you didn't.
You could have saved her.
So this officer is put in a bad situation. To me, I think he did a great job. He should get the BLM award.
Now this is divisive, I think, because it splits up the BLM, I think, group even further, because there are going to be hardliners. I mean, I wonder what Tariq Nasheed thinks about this. I can't even.
Tariq Nasheed. I didn't look up what he had to say. I'm sure it's dumb. I already looked up Talcum X. He's like, one of our black queens. They've been taking them from us from the evil police. The police. Which is funny, all these people are usually communists and therefore want to give state agents more power. But not those state agents. No, the state agents in my head that will be perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Like me, because I know everything.
Right. I mean, Eric July, who's an anarchist, like a literal anarcho-capitalist I follow. He's not a fan of cops at all, like in the slightest. But even here, he's just like, what was the guy supposed to do? Because he just apply the same standards of like, if this was a private citizen, would you blame him? No, then it's fine. Like,
yeah.
And I kind of take the same approach, like, don't hold cops to such a high standard, which goes both ways, because I just give them the same standards as a normal person, which allows for, like, some leeway, but also means I don't revere them as, like, gods or something. Like, I'm not going to kiss their feet and say they're right all the time, because they're not. It's just, from situation to situation, I just apply... If they were just a normal guy, if we change it out, he just took off the uniform, would have been fine. Yeah, then fine by me. Which, I mean, if this were some normal guy, I'd probably be getting praise right now.
Yeah, for saving a life.
Be like,
which he did.
He came and laid down the law. Said, leave that woman and that little dog alone. You big girl. and people say, what, the taser? first of all, fellas, you know, it's hard for taser to work on big people.
Yeah.
You ever seen Hangover? They needed two. They needed two tasers. And she was a big girl, you know. The taser doesn't guarantee that she doesn't finish that swing and, you know, get her right across the jugular. As I'm totally satisfied with his handling of the situation. Would have been better if the girl survived. Maybe she learns. Yeah, but it is not on the cop or really any person, like an private person. It's not on them to worry about the safety of the perpetrator. It is the responsibility is for their safety and the safety of bystanders first. And then if the perp survives, cool. that is secondary.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes a difference if they surrender or they run away or something. I'm just saying in a kind of situation like this.
Like she heard the cop, right?
Oh yeah.
Like
No, he drove up in the car and everything, and then he was yelling.
What did she expect was gonna happen?
I don't know. She just tried to pull that. She trying to kill the ops, as the kids would say. I don't know.
Kill the ops. I mean, I wonder what even
murk the op.
I can't even imagine what dumb situation led to this altercation.
Probably something really dumb.
Like,
probably something I've seen. As the Boondocks, was certain. If you know. But anyways,
you know.
But like close to that, I've seen video of just dudes like rubbing, like hit each other's shoulders in a liquor store, and that turned into the dude pulling a gun out on the other and shooting him right in the chest. It's like it all started from you two hitting shoulders. Why?
That's the way it be.
Why?
It be like that sometimes. Why? I don't know. That's a good question. Why are people violent? Is it a race thing or is it a class thing? I mean, I just saw a video today of some white dude waving an axe around at cops.
I think class leads to culture, which is what it mainly is, but the culture is also tied to the class. I mean, you usually don't see rich people gunning at each other. I mean, I'm sure it happens. Dumb rich kids or something, but
yeah, they're not out here swiping knives at people.
I mean, obviously, if you got rich through illegitimate ways, but you know what we're talking about: legitimate money.
Legit.
Dare I say, I must extinguish your life right now. Right. So anyways, yeah, that happened. There's an uproar. At this point, I just find anyone who tries to talk negatively about that situation, I just find it funny at this point. In their own mind, they're a superhero. Like, oh, I would have handled it better. I would have solved it with no casualties, or people are just in a cut and dry situation where there's a legitimate deadly threat, and the person had to act within mere moments. You know, these people are still like, oh, my racist, or I mean, just cut and dry, right? Where like, you want to be on with your BLM, abolish the police stuff, blah blah. Like, why use this as an example? This is just as cut and dry as it gets. It's unfortunate that some dumb kid did a really dumb thing, but that's the price for stupidity.
Yeah.
To that magnitude.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Stupidity is not a defense.
No.
For potentially murdering somebody.
No. How are you gonna defend a person who does that? Like, you see what they're doing. You know the intent is not to cuddle. The intent is to kill. I praise the officer. I don't even know the officer's name.
I read it earlier. We don't need to say his name, but he's okay in my book. He's not an okay Mr. China's book, but really, I mean, whoever Mr. China finds is good, I find bad, and vice versa. He's a good litmus test for seeing the opposite.
The world is interesting, man. I think now it's always going to be something. There's always going to be a flashpoint just around the corner, it feels like. As long as people are violent and as long as people are recording stuff, there's going to be incidents like this that outrage people all the time.
Well, this is also just, again, another example of body cams being good. Just more information.
Yeah.
Should exonerate the cop. I mean, he shouldn't even get charged anywhere close to that. And I don't think he will. But again, this just shows it's good to have those cameras information.
Yep.
For better or for worse, because, or you know what I mean. In situations where the cop's right or wrong, just truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. Honesty is the best policy.
Stop. Okay. In the same sphere, which this happened the same day as this sentence, well, not sentencing, but a verdict. Mr. Derek Chauvin was found guilty of all 3 counts he was up on, which were, I know, unintentional second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and something else. In the same vein. He was found guilty. I don't feel that strongly one way or another. I'll just leave it up to the jury. They were there for the whole trial. They know better than I. I don't understand how you could say without a reasonable doubt he's guilty of second-degree murder, because that would insinuate he intentionally killed Mr. Floyd.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you could.
I mean, apply that logic. He's there. He's in front of. I mean, he knows that cameras are recording stuff. He knows he has his brothers there next to him. Is he really gonna intentionally kill the man? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, you'd have to. Right,
manslaughter.
You're saying you
maybe.
could prove intent, which I don't see. No, manslaughter.
Prove intent beyond a reasonable doubt. That should be the bare minimum required for a conviction. I do not think the jury made the right decision. Made the decision that fits with the system. I think they were pressured, and I think the advent of the internet and the publicity of this trial.
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, and dude, I hate her.
Yeah, saying if Derek Chauvin is let free, then people need to get more confrontational and take to the streets and blah blah. Which
even Biden said.
Yeah, which is totally as the judge said, like, oh, you have grounds for an appeal, potential mistrial because all this, because you could argue the jury's being influenced by national media and ramifications.
Yep.
Anyways, his sentencing is not for weeks, but I have a prediction on that. First, let's kind of. I want to show you something. So, Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reacted with saying the conviction was, quote, not justice, quote, I don't want this moment to be framed as the system working. Which, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Let's just say this. Let's just argue that this is the right decision. Then this wouldn't. This is the system working. So do you want to let go? Like, this is the result you wanted. But to me, it's because it's political grandstanding. They were going to be able to get it if Chauvin was let go. And even though he's convicted, they're still pushing it because they got to push something.
Mm-hmm.
They like to try and take these for political power and be like, look at the racial inequality in this land. We'll fix it. Even though this has happened in a blue state, and really a cop killing someone really doesn't have to do with anything politically as far as Republican or Democrat policy, but they still like to take it anyways. But here is my prediction. So, in the state of Minnesota, under Chauvin's, I think maybe they can still sentence him longer or something, somehow. But in the state of Minnesota, with no prior criminal history, for what Chauvin was convicted of, the usual maximum, again, without previous criminal history, is 12 and a half years. So if that's what Chauvin gets, then there's going to be all this political grandstanding from the left saying, oh, more reform, and here's the white man getting off easy, the white police officer, even though this is by Minnesota law, which is a blue state. It's like, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Even though this is all blue policy, we'll fix it. It won't make any sense. It has nothing to do with Republican versus Democrat, but that's how they're gonna pull it anyways.
Yeah.
And people are dumb, so they'll listen and they'll keep voting blue because they're dumb. And they're just like, fix my country, daddy. And then they don't.
They never do. They never do.
And
it's always the same. Isn't Biden plugging the gaps in Trump's wall? Like, you think
that is what he's doing.
Yeah, Biden is filling in the gaps in Trump's border wall. What do you think of that?
Great.
You gonna is that publicized at all?
I still don't. I mean, it was a bit. Screw Biden.
Yeah.
But
dummy.
He's gonna do that big dummy stuff. Like, okay, I don't give him much credit, but sure. Thanks for doing that.
No, the system is just grinding on without him really directing it. He has no real power.
Yeah, he called the border a crisis, and then the administration came out and said, that's not the official position of the administration.
Same thing when he actually said that when he was talking about the Chauvin trial verdict, because I think this is before the verdict was released. He said, "I think we all know what the verdict should be." Like, what does that mean? What are you trying to say here? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
it's also tiresome.
Yeah, just like Pasaki. They were asking her, like, hey, do you know about, is Biden been informed about this girl dying, the first story we talked about?
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, so sad. Oh. And just like, bruh. Like, systemic racism, like, bruh. You just throwing out words.
Just word salad.
Word salad sucks.
Yeah, it needs more dressing.
Oh, okay. I have to get off real quick. And concern our first story. Here's from the blue check marks. This from this person from Bree News. I don't know who this is, but a blue check mark. Quote on the first story you talk about. Teenagers have been having fights, including fights involving knives, for eons. We don't need police to address these situations by showing up to the scene and using a weapon against one of the teenagers. Y'all need help. I mean that sincerely. Teenagers have been having knife fights for eons, and folks, I hope you guys get into a nice knife fight this weekend. I really hope so. I hope you just bloody somebody up. So, that will be it. Go have one nice knife fight this weekend.
Bye.